ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
A beachgoer is shocked to find bones while walking on Fiesta Island. How investigators quickly determined they could be human. And a small airplane bound for San Diego crashes in Las Vegas just minutes after takeoff. New information about its connection to La Jolla. Plus a major milestone in closing the digital divide among students learning from home. A grim discovery on the beach, possible human remains in a fire pit on Fiesta Island. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live as this turns into a homicide investigation. Laura?
That's right, Kimberly, and right now this is as close as we can get to the investigation. You can see they have tape on the street and there is a San Diego police SUV parked blocking the road to get closer, where detectives are still working to find out what exactly happened and what was discovered in that fire pit. Now, I do want to go to some video from Sky 10 from earlier this afternoon. This all happened before 11 this morning. Officers say lifeguards were flagged down by a man who reported possible human remains in a fire pit. The area was blocked off and pictures of the remains were sent to a forensic anthropologist who believes that they are possibly human remains. The homicide unit is on scene investigating, working with the arson team to find out exactly what happened. Police say they are not releasing any other information at this time right now because they want to preserve the integrity of their investigation. But again, right now they are trying to find out what these remains are, if they are human or not, and this area of Fiesta Island blocked off until that investigation is complete. Reporting live, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
We know you'll stay on it. Thank you, Laura, for that live update. Now to a fiery crash in Las Vegas involving a plane bound for San Diego. The small aircraft bursted into flames just minutes after taking off with 2 people inside. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is live at Gillespie Field where the plane was heading with new information about its connection to San Diego. Mimi?
And Kimberly, what we know so far is that plane was supposed to be headed here to Gillespie Field when it suddenly went down in Las Vegas. That was around 9:30 this morning. And sadly, the FAA did confirm that the 2 people on board were killed. We do have some video to show you from our sister station in Las Vegas. The Clark County Fire Department, along with Las Vegas Metro Police, responded to reports of the Cessna 310 going down in South Vegas at about 9:38 this morning. They say the plane took off from North Las Vegas Airport and was only in the air for about 9 minutes before going down. Now, the plane with 2 people inside immediately burst into flames after crashing at a construction site. The fire also burned a nearby construction trailer. Now, a man who owns that property was inside of that trailer at the time. He got out without any injuries, but he said he heard what sounded like a low-flying helicopter. He immediately knew something was wrong right before that crash.
Then I heard a thud crash and a gigantic ball of flame, fuel splashed over my construction trailer.
Now, we did compare the plane's tail number to a plane on the flight tracker, and it appears that the plane was registered to someone out of La Jolla, but it is still unclear at this time if the owner was on board. We do not know the identities of the 2 victims just yet. Both the FAA and the NTSB are investigating the cause of this crash. Of course, this is a developing story, so as soon as we get any new details, we will bring those to you. For now, we're live in Gillespie Field. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. And we will check back in with you. Firefighters have made quick work of a brush fire in Balboa Park. It burned about 1/4 of an acre on Golf Course Drive. It started just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. The fire sent smoke and ash into South Park and Golden Hill. The cause is under investigation. All evacuation orders have been lifted for the Blue Ridge fire in Orange County. The Blue Ridge fire is 30% contained. It burned more than 14,000 acres near Yorba Linda and Chino Hills. At least 10 homes were damaged or destroyed, and the cause is under investigation. It's one of 2 fires burning in Orange County. Evacuation orders have been lifted for the Silverado fire. That fire is 40% contained. It burned more than 13,000 acres near Irvine, and firefighters are getting a break as the winds die down. Students and staff with the Escondido Union High School District are in quarantine after 2 people tested positive for the coronavirus. The district says the cases are unrelated within the Mission Middle School community. In a statement, it said all students and staff members who were determined to be potentially close to the people that were infected are now notified, and they were advised to begin a 14-day quarantine. The district says it's limiting class sizes and enforcing social distancing and mask requirements. Distance learning is now possible for more than 7,000 families who had no internet access before the pandemic. The County Office of Education has been working for months to get those students online, and they're not done yet. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer De La Cruz spoke to families who say they couldn't be more grateful.
San Diego County is working to close the digital divide. Before the pandemic, 1 in 5 families had no internet or didn't have a connection strong enough for distance learning. Isabel Estrada was one of those students.
Sometimes it would cut out during class time, and then I would miss something.
The County Office of Education has been working for months to bridge that gap, providing more than 7,000 mobile hotspots to families in need. Once Isabel got a hotspot, it made a huge difference.
We're just really grateful because the internet right now, it's me and my sister, so it helps both of us for school.
Many families were already struggling with finances, a problem made even worse by the pandemic and skyrocketing unemployment. Although the county has already made significant strides in connecting families, their work is far from over. At a press conference Thursday, Supervisor Nathan Fletcher announced $2 million from the general fund will go towards connecting more than 4,000 additional families.
That digital divide went from being something we needed to address to something we had to address when our promise of public education moved virtually.
With the additional funds, more students like Isabel will be able to get online.
I'm just really grateful that they care enough to provide us with the supplies and stuff in order for us to learn.
The county estimates that there are still 45,000 students who have no internet access or are underconnected. Jennifer De La Cruz, ABC 10 News.
Supervisor Fletcher says the additional funding will help families in 19 districts, including South Bay, Escondido High School, and San Isidro.
We have 225,000 deaths. The modeling tells us we're going to get 100 or more thousand as we get into the winter. That is just something that's unacceptable, Howard.
Yeah, not something you want to hear. That's the country's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, concerned about the rising cases of COVID-19. He says the country never hit a low enough baseline before reopening. Now, he doesn't want the U.S. to shut down again, but he also says don't count on things like herd immunity to help us moving forward.
No one really knows what herd immunity is for this disease, but let's assume it's around 70% or so. You know how many deaths you're going to have before you get there? That's an unacceptable pathway. We get to herd immunity from a vaccine.
Dr. Fauci says solutions to preventing the spread can be very low tech, just like wearing a mask. He points to success in places like Melbourne, Australia. They put in curfews, travel restrictions, and fines for violating rules and not wearing masks in public. In a little over 100 days, they brought down their case numbers to 0.
Look at the data. It speaks for itself. We're in a very difficult situation, and countries that have done it the other way have done it and been successful. So let's put aside these extraordinary excuses for not doing it when we're dealing with a situation that's not trivial.
Now, when a vaccine is ready, Dr. Fauci says he will take a look at the vaccine data himself. He also trusts those responsible for approval. Now, we are getting a better idea of when we'll know if a vaccine's effective. Moderna says it will release data from its late-stage trial next month. That is one of the front runners for a vaccine.